Thanks.
Go.
One,
All right,
two.
ready? So I don't know what exactly how you want to do this, Crystal. I'm just gonna record, and I guess we're gonna start just.
Yeah, so you'll just press record, and then I'll just start asking them questions, get their information, and then I'll do the intro and outro
Later?
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep recording.
It's Freedom to Draw, true crime mysteries unique to other true crime podcasts.
That's Freedom to Draw Unsolved Mysteries, and what I think is unique about it is because I am there on this screen. You're not watching a talking head.
Right.
You're watching someone drawing. It's like Bob Ross meets Unsolved Mysteries. If they had a kid together, that would be the baby.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and I have to, that's exactly how I defined it myself, Bob Ross, when I saw it. And it's not to draw light of, it's a very serious topic, but it makes it a little easier to comprehend and to grasp, because John has a very soothing voice, and as you're watching him draw the pictures, you're starting to see almost like a person come to life in front of you, and you realize that there's a family out there missing that person. You realize it's an unsolved mystery that we're trying to help people to, take a look at again, and maybe we can actually help solve this and help these families have some closure.
A lot of them are local.
Right, a lot of them are local.
Yeah.
So exactly why did you decide to create this type of podcast?
Well, I was a victim of a violent crime in 1997. One in April, and then one in towards the winter.
Oh no.
So I got stabbed in the neck by someone that was close to me. We went to trial and court over it, and there wasn't really any justice. The justice was we didn't go to jail.
Right.
And then someone attempted to mug me too, and later on in that same year, and there was no justice there either. Person got away, and I identify with the victims because I was a victim.
Right.
So it's true to my heart,
And my interest is, actually, I heard John on the radio on WILK a few years back, and then I had reached out to him on Facebook and learned about his show. And I myself have a family member who was brutally murdered in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I also am close to someone that John actually covered in his podcast. And so it really has a personal tie-in to us. And again, I'm also involved in local politics, and when you get involved in public service, the idea is to solve problems, to come up with solutions, and
Absolutely.
to try to make people feel better about moving society forward. And any unsolved mystery is always a void that we want to, close in the gap of it.
Yeah, we want to
Right.
bring it out.
Exactly. You definitely
People
wanna
forget.
share. Yeah. So having those things have happened to you in the past, it makes you relate to these people.
Right.
It makes you understand, exactly how frustrating it can be when, the people who are supposed to be there to protect you seem like they just aren't doing that.
And even more frustrating is, like in the case of my family member, there's still doubt, at least there's been doubt cast on the actual individual who did the murder. Now, I mean, he did his jail time, he still claims his innocence, and he actually wrote a book about it. So even further introspection or further looks into these cases that are even closed sometimes becomes necessary or relevant.
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff gets swept under the rug in this
Absolutely.
area.
I agree. Now, can you tell me exactly where we can find Freedom to Draw Unsolved Mysteries?
You can go on YouTube and type in John Krupa, JOHNKRUPA, and then there's going to be parentheses after that. It's going to say the freedom to draw unsolved mysteries. And it's our freedom to talk about unsolved mysteries too. We're exercising. It's on YouTube. And
Right
I've
on
been
YouTube.
censored in local radio around here. They tried to censor me, but you can't censor the truth.
I agree. Now, this is going to be the last question. Why is this type of content important to talk about?
It's all about the victims and their family members and trying to get them some closure. I actually did a show on the Robert Barron, the mystery of who took him, the old Ford's Pizza owner.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in November, and that one got solved in February or March of this year. So I did the podcast in November of 2022. It got solved in February or March, February, somewhere around there, of 2023. So I like to think that maybe my show had something to do with it. I don't know.
Could be.
It's a bold statement, but
No, it definitely could be. It's always important to try and bring light to these old cases. Sometimes, we forget. Sometimes, there are changes at the local, law enforcement agency, and, these things can seem like they're going unnoticed. So I think it's
Right.
very important to try and bring that out and make sure that everyone can understand that these people were actually important. They were actually, loved by their families. They were actually, real people.
I think
Right.
that's like the most important part that you bring up there. I mean, first of all, these families want closure.
Correct.
But, in a lot of sense, people in these communities, these small communities, Mr. Barron in particular, in Felicia Thomas, another person he had covered, they have a lot of local ties, they have a lot of family, they have a lot of friends, and the community got heavily involved. Hundreds, if not thousands of people searched. So they too want closure, and they also want to feel safe in their own neighborhoods, in their own communities, and the best way we can do that is when we solve all these mysteries, all these crimes.
Absolutely. So I just want to say thank you so much to John Krupa and David Bergerhoff for stopping by and giving us some information about your podcast. I have seen a couple episodes. I love the idea. I think it's very interesting to see the person come to life on screen.
Yes.
And I've watched a lot of true crime personally. So this is something that's very different, it's unique, it's interesting, and most of all, it's important to the community.
I do
Thank you.
famous ones too.
Well, famous
Yeah.
people are always important.
Yeah. But we try to keep it local, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.